So we're finally reaching the end where the lake was at. I took a seat for a little bit, catch my breath, get drink water. So I usually go that way, but as you guys can see, like I said, it is closed until the beginning of August. They're trying to straighten up the trails, make them better. So obviously that's good. The only bad part is I gotta go down this trail. And the only bad part about this trail is that it really narrows out. So if you're walking with a partner or whatever, you can't walk side by side, or there's other people on the trail, it can be a little tricky sometimes getting around them because it really narrows out. But you do what you can. There's a small little decline, and this one, as you guys can probably see from the way I'm walking, I'm going downhill, and then it gets a little bit more declining over here, so it's not too bad. All right, let's continue. So you gotta watch your step. Look at these. That's why I don't really like recording and walking at the same time. So yeah, but I just really wanted to show you guys the terrain. So here we're gonna go down this, and I will stop the video. Okay, so I made it around the small little lake pathway. Now we're walking on the side of the lakes, which is actually really nice. The other thing about this part of the area, of course, is that the trails are really narrow. I'm one person and I'm basically taking up the whole trail. Doggies like to swim, so yeah. All right, let's take a look at the hat real quick. How's the hat holding up? If you guys can see it, the sweat is really coming in. It's pretty much all the way around the bottom end of it, so we'll see. How about the underneath? Underneath actually looks pretty good. You can see the sweat right there, but it's all on the bill and the crown. All right, so it's not, it's getting sweaty, so we'll see how it responds. It's climbing up the top of the hat right there, going up to the button. All right, let's continue the journey. We made it up that. Now we're coming up this last little incline before we reach the end. Even after I reach the end, I'm gonna go around a small little lake and continue the hike for a little bit longer. That way we can get some more sweat going on the hat. We want to try to maximize the sweat today. All right, let's go. Okay, so we made it down that last little part, and then like I mentioned, we're gonna come and take another little hike around one of the 3 lakes. They actually have a trail up here called 3 Lakes hike or tour, or whatever you want to call it. 3 Lakes trail, I think it's called. But we're gonna come walking around this one, and then I'm gonna do a little bit more hiking. So it's gonna take me all the way around. So it looks pretty good. People like to come out here and fish and everything. So, but as you guys can see, being 6'5", it's kind of a disadvantage when you're going through small little areas like this, because then you get whacked on the head and everything. So see, not too bad right there, but it gets worse. The other cool part about wearing a long sleeve shirt is there is poison oak up here. So if you accidentally, come across poison oak with your arm or something while walking, the long sleeve shirt helps you from getting poison oak, which is really nice, because especially over in this area, there's a lot of poison oak. All right, let's keep going. And don't forget, guys, if you guys ever want to sponsor a hat to be reviewed on my channel, and all you got to do is check out my Patreon page, just like my Patreon member, Harley M. Thank you so much for being a Patreon member, and thank you to Professor Hatter for sending me this awesome Prolight hat to do this video for. So I want to thank the both of you guys, Harley, Professor Hatter. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Now, let's continue on. We got a little bit more to go to test this Prolight hat. Let's go. Did you guys remember to like and subscribe to the video? If you guys haven't already, press that subscribe button and hit your notifications. As we're walking here, I'm going to put that up here on the screen so you guys can make sure you hit that subscribe and notifications. And I hope you guys like my evaluation on the Prolight. Yes, I'm going back uphill, so my breath is getting a little dang, I can't even think right now to use words. But if you guys like the video on this Prolight review, make sure you hit that thumbs up. It really helps the videos, and I really appreciate you guys. All right, you guys, since my breath is getting really distressed, I'm gonna continue walking up and stop talking because it doesn't sound that great, does it? All right, let's keep walking. Okay, so for the most part, it's pretty much smooth smell. Oh my god, can't even talk. Sorry guys. Other than like a small upcline, it's smooth sailing from here on out. Yes, I'm sorry I haven't done a lot of editing, but I don't want to take you guys off the whole picture. You know, like being able to see what path I'm walking and everything, because I feel like if I make too many edits, you guys will not get a clear visual of what I'm doing to test out the Prolight. And that's all that honestly it really matters in the end of this video, is making sure this Prolight is living up to what it claims. Good for sweat, good to work out in, and comfortable fit. I will tell you, it is comfortable. Now this is a flex fit one, 39Thirty, new era. So, you know, normally I wear fitteds, but flex fits, I've always said I don't really mind if they're for stuff like walking or working out. They actually work really good. Also, they're good for the younger crowd. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, why don't you guys go check out my flex fit for snapback versus fitted to versus like trucker and dad hats, and I'll provide the link here at the end. And yes, that was like one of my most controversial videos I ever made. So love for you guys to take a look at it and tell me what you guys think. All right guys, we're gonna continue on to this walk, and I'll show you what I'm talking about when we get to that next big part. All right guys, we are winding down. This is gonna be like the last bit of the additional trail that I decided to hike. I already showed you guys this earlier, but that's because I already showed you guys this earlier, and we're coming down it again because I took a little additional hike to increase this hike a little bit more so we can get some more sweat going on in the hat. So that is why you've already seen this part. But let's get done with this and let's take another look at the hat, and then we are going to do the drying process. All right guys, we are back to where we started, and as you guys have seen from the pictures, when I first started it was roughly about 76 degrees or so, and during my walk it roughly raised about 10 degrees. Now it's about 85 degrees. I drank 3 bottles of water during the hike, and here is how the Prolight hat looks. Now hopefully you guys can see it, but it actually got really sweaty. It's all halfway up the bill, if you guys can see it. I would say almost halfway up the crown overall. The underneath on the sweatband, and the bill itself actually looks really good. You can see some sweating right there from, you know, my forehead or whatever, but the outside is probably the part that looks like it took the most beating. So now we're gonna go home, let it air dry, and see how the air dry comes out. All right guys, hopefully you guys stay tuned for the rest of this video and you guys like it. All right, see you in a minute guys, bye. Okay, so I made it back home finally. So now you still really can't see all the sweat, but you guys gotta trust me on this one. It is there. It goes halfway up the hat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit it on the table, you know, next to my computer. I'm gonna let it air dry for like 24 hours to basically tomorrow. I'll check it throughout the day, see how it's coming along. I will say though, at least on the bill and the sweatband underneath, it actually looks pretty good. You really don't feel a lot of moisture, so that part is really good. You could just see if you could see the darkening right there, it is there. So I'm really curious to see how it's going to dry out. All right, time for step 2, the drying process. All right, let's go. Okay, so it has been several hours and I've allowed the hat to, you know, dry, air dry of course, in the front room. Overall it looks like it's dry already, but check it out. See, this is what I don't like about hats when you sweat in them. Look at that sweat stain right there. I'll see, you probably can't see it, so hopefully you can, but look at right there, there's a visible sweat stain right there. I'm hoping that it kind of clears up a little bit right there. So I mean, to me, if you're gonna say that it helps like with sweat and whatever, like in what regards? I mean, yes, the hat dried out really good, but I mean, it still looks like it went through the, you know, sweat, and I don't like that. So to me, I would have to say that it failed its purpose. I mean, if you're not buying the hat itself, then you're okay with it because you're not buying it. But if you're buying it, and the idea of course is to, you know, sweat in it, it's gonna look really crusty after a while. Let's go a little bit further into this testing. I just want to see how it reacts. I'm gonna get it all wet. So here we go. This was I wasn't gonna do this originally, but why not, right? It actually doesn't matter if it's cold or wet. We're gonna get it all wet because some of my people on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube, Professor Hatter, says that these hats are great in the rain. All right guys, I soaked it all up. As you guys can see, it is completely wet. Actually, you know what? I forgot to do the inside of it because this is supposed to be a test on if it wicks away sweat. Now, you might say that, you know, I put a lot of water in it, and yeah, I did, but I'm also gonna wring it out. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm gonna wring it out to kind of help the drying process, and then I'm gonna take it back inside. I'm gonna put it on a towel so that it can kind of continue to dry off, and I will let it dry. So this is just a little extra part. I want to see how it comes out. Obviously, just normal sweating, I don't feel like it passed the test. It still looks crusty from sweat alone. So let's see how this comes out. All right, let's go. All right, so it's the next day, July 30th. It is about 1:15. So we're gonna take a look at the hat. First, I went hiking in it, did almost a 4-mile hike according to my watch and the map. And so it got all sweaty, and I showed you guys yesterday a little bit of the sweat stains on it. But then I decided to run it underneath a water faucet outside to see how it would come out. You know, honestly, it actually dried out really good. I'm actually really surprised. And then if you look at it, you don't really see that much stainage on it from like sweat stains per se. The color might look a little off, but you know what? Overall, it would actually be a pretty decent hat to wear in the rain. And like I said, it dried out really quick. So now we are going to go on to experiment number 3. And this is where I suspect it will fail miserably, is these glued on, ironed on crappy logos. Let's see what it's going to take to get them off. All right, let's go.